Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. My name is Troy, and in this series, I show that anyone can create a growing source of completely passive income. If this is the first time you're hearing this series and you want to know what it's all about, I'm going to link episode 1 above my head so you can get an understanding of what I'm trying to accomplish with this series. That first episode is going to explain things like why I picked the stocks I picked, how much and how often I'm going to be investing, and the overall goals of this portfolio. Once you're caught up there, feel free to watch the other episodes in order to see the natural progression of this portfolio, or you can just come back to this one to see where we're currently at. With that being said, if you're already caught up and you're here for your bi-weekly update, let's get to it. In today's video, I'm going to start with a quick refresher of where we left off at the end of last episode. Then I'll jump right into where the portfolio currently sits, how the most recent buys are impacting my cost basis, the all-time best and worst performers in the portfolio, my projected annualized returns based off of my current returns, any dividends received since the last update, forecast my upcoming dividends, and then wrap the video up with any news or things of note in this portfolio. Now, since it's been 2 weeks since the last update, let's go ahead and get a refresher on where we left off. All right, and taking a look at this screenshot right here, this is where we left off at the end of last episode. We had a goal of $90 per holding. Our previous account balance was $1,074.24. At the time of recording, this account was actually in the red by $9.09 or 0.85%, and it actually fell in the red for the first time after being in the green for 8 consecutive weeks. So now let's go ahead and get a look at where this portfolio currently sits. All right, and as a reminder, every other Friday, $60 is added into this account and $5 is automatically invested into each and every one of these positions. All of this information is as of the close of market on September 20th, 2024, meaning this portfolio is now 36 weeks old. We now have a goal of $95 per holding, and the new account balance has now hit $1,187.10. So now let's go ahead and look at the cost basis of the positions in this account and how it's changed since I've had them with this screenshot right here. So with this most recent set of buys, I've increased the cost basis in 7 of my holdings and decreased the cost basis in 5 of my holdings. The biggest increase in cost basis goes to CSL, that went from $382.01 per share to $384.57 per share, and my biggest decrease in cost basis goes to HUM, that went from $359.56 per share to $356.64 per share. So now let's go ahead and see which stocks are my best and which stocks are my worst performers in this portfolio with this screenshot right here. So if you look at this, my best performer in this portfolio is now Broadcom, or AVGO. That's up 22.8% or $21.57. And my worst performer is Humana. That's down 12.97% or $12.26. If you look all the way down here at the bottom, this portfolio is now back in the green with a really good rebound since the last episode. We're up $43.63 or 3.85%. So one thing I do on this series, if you guys are new here, is I compile those numbers and I put them on a chart so you guys can see how this portfolio is trending over time, and I want to share that with you right here. So this chart right here shows the ending portfolio performance on each and every episode I've recorded so far and the ebbs and flows of this portfolio performance. So if you go all the way back to episode 2, which is the first episode that there was actually performance to report, we were up $1.66 or 1.38%, which would have been an annualized return of 35.88%, which would have been super nice. And then you go all the way down. You can see last episode where we were down that $9.09 that I just talked about. And now we're right back in the green by $43.63. So almost where we were in episode 17. So you love to see that. I'm really curious to see if we can get another streak going. And I think if we can start piling a couple weeks in a row of good performance in this portfolio, we might be able to kiss the red days goodbye in this portfolio. And we can really start building. But with that being said, this is a dividend portfolio, so I do want to share with you guys the dividends received in this portfolio since the last update with this screenshot right here. So since the last episode, I did receive 2 different dividends from 2 different companies, one on the 12th of September and one on the 18th of September. If you look right here on September 12th, I received 3 cents from KNSL, and if you look at this screenshot, you can see that I've now received 6 cents in total from KNSL, getting 1 cent my first time getting dividends from them, 2 cents my second time, and 3 cents my third time. I'm wondering if I'm going to get 4 cents my 4th time. That'd be pretty cool. Obviously, it'd be great to get more, but we're doing a nice little counting exercise here, so we'll see. So in total, we have that 6 cents from KNSL, or 1.73% of the total dividends received in this account with this position. And then if you look on September 18th, I received 11 cents from ODFL. This is also my 3rd time receiving dividends from them. The very first time on March 20th of 2024, I received 2 cents. Then in June, I received 7 cents, and here we are in September receiving 11 cents. cents. In total, I've now received 20 cents from ODFL, or 5.76% of the total dividends paid in this portfolio. So next, I like to round those numbers up, and I like to see where we're currently sitting for the year, for the quarter, and for the month of September with this screenshot right here. So far for September, we're up to 35 cents for this portfolio, and we're up to $1.91 for this quarter, which you guys can see is already higher than quarter 2 and quarter 1. With the September dividends we received so far, we are up to $3.47 in career dividends in this portfolio that I just started this year. And we do have a couple more dividends left to receive for September, and then obviously all of quarter 4, October, November, and December. So I'm really curious where this portfolio sits at the end of the year. Speaking of what's left for September, I actually wanted to show you guys really quick this chart right here. You guys can see that we have received those 3 dividends so far for September. We've had a couple of ex-dividend dates this month as well, and I took this screenshot on the 20th. It looks like the last dividend I'm going to receive is from AVGO or Broadcom on September 30th, and I will be getting an interest payment on the very tiny amount of cash I have in this account. So make sure you come back and see where we concluded September at, and if there's anything coming in for the very beginning of October, that'll be covered in next episode as well. Before I let you guys go, I did get some super exciting news in terms of dividend increases that I also wanted to share with you guys right here. So this is one I'm not really sure about, but it was in my app that I use to track Div Tracker. It says that Broadcom went from 52.5 cents per share per quarter to 53 cents per share per quarter. I didn't hear anything about that. I don't know if this is just like the app did some kind of weird update or whatever, because Broadcom normally does way bigger dividend increases than that. But if this is true, I'll take a random almost 1% dividend increase for no reason. I'm skeptical that it is true or does exist, but I wanted to share it anyway. But I know that this one's true. On October 18th, Intuit will be raising their dividend from 90 cents per share per quarter to $1.04 per share per quarter. That's a 15.56% dividend increase, and that's without me adding any additional money. This stock's going to pay me 15.56% more money than it paid me last time. So you love to see that. But that's going to wrap it up for this bi-weekly update to the Anyone Can Invest portfolio. If you guys enjoy this series, make sure you let me know by leaving a like on the video. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave those in the comment section down below. And if you happen to miss my last update where I go over my dividend portfolio that I've been building and growing for the last 5 years that I'm going to eventually use to retire early, that started out just like this, make sure you check that out right here. But until next time, see you.